On July 4th, a secret is going to be revealed. But it's not a secret you'll read in the news or hear from a friend. It's a secret that will be whispered inside of you. There is a deep, powerful current of energy that is changing direction. And this shift won't make a sound. It won't create a spectacle. It moves with the quiet confidence of life itself. Most people will feel nothing. Why? Because they've trained themselves to only notice the noise. They're looking for fireworks in the sky, for loud announcements, for dramatic events. But this isn't for them. This shift is for the person who is ready to listen to the quiet, to feel the subtle, to see what is invisible. It's for the person who understands that the most profound changes in life don't scream for attention. They arrive in stillness. You have to understand, this stillness is not empty. It's full. It's the source code of reality. When you quiet your mind even for a moment, you stop seeing the world through your old filters of fear and doubt. You see what is actually there. On July 4th, this is the only preparation you need. Not to analyze, but to feel. Not to argue, but to allow. Look at how the most powerful forces work. A seed doesn't shout as it breaks through the soil. A thought of genius doesn't announce its arrival. The healing process in your body works in total silence. This is the nature of true power. On July 4th, a similar power will move through you, but you have to slow down to meet it. There's no complex ritual to learn, no special technique to master. The only instruction is this: stop, take a breath, pay attention. On that day, give yourself the gift of stepping away from the rush. Get up a little earlier than usual. Feel the air on your skin. Feel your own heartbeat. Feel that quiet, steady presence that is always with you, but usually ignored. That presence is the doorway. So many are busy chasing happiness, looking for answers in all the noise. But the answers are already here, waiting in the quiet. July 4th isn't about finding something you've lost. It's about realizing that what you've been searching for is already inside you, but your mind has been too loud to notice. When you choose to be still, you don't waste time, you enter a different kind of time. You enter clarity. This day will ask you a question, but it won't use words. It will feel like a gentle pull, a quiet knowing. Will you feel it? Will you trust it? Will you let it guide you? Or will you dismiss it and go back to being busy? In our constant need to do more, achieve more, and control more, we forget that sometimes the most powerful action is to do nothing. Sometimes things don't need to be fixed, they just need to be felt. This silent movement on July 4th is a kind of test. Not a test of what you know, but a test of your capacity for stillness. Can you sit with yourself without needing a distraction? Can you feel uncertainty without rushing to find an answer? Can you trust that a process is unfolding even if you can't see the evidence? This is how you align with the flow of life. On this day you might notice small things. A sudden wave of emotion, a clear memory from long ago, an unshakable urge to change a habit, or a profound sense of calm, as if your entire inner world is being gently rearranged. These are not random, they are breadcrumbs, but they only become visible when you are still enough to see them. It's very easy to miss these signals. The world will be just as loud as it was the day before. The news cycle will continue, people will argue, but on July 4th none of that is your work. Your work is to feel the current moving beneath the chaos. This isn't a surface level event, it's a change happening in the deep, and you can't access the deep by staying in the shallow end of distraction. July 4th is an invitation to come inward. It doesn't force you, it doesn't shout, it simply invites. The choice to accept is yours. If your answer is yes, then turn away from the noise, step away from the pressure, put down the phone and sit with yourself. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of true, unapologetic stillness is enough to unlock a lifetime of transformation. Some will say, I tried, but I felt nothing. That is perfectly fine. The energy shift is happening whether you feel it or not, just as gravity works whether you believe in it or not. But your ability to draw strength from it, to be guided by it, that depends entirely on your openness. The quieter you are, the more you will hear. The more you let go, the more you will be filled. You don't need to believe in magic to experience this. Just pay attention to the subtle. Just honor the quiet moments. Your body already knows. Your intuition already knows. The life force flowing through you already knows. All you have to do is listen, not with your mind, but with your whole being. So, on July 4th, stop running after things. Instead, make space for something to arrive. Clear out the inner noise. Let the mental clutter settle. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. This journey is yours alone. It is inward. It is silent. And it is absolutely real. July 4th is not a date on a calendar. It is a portal. And stillness is the key. Be still. Be present. Be open. Something invisible is shifting. Let it shift you. July 4th is not about what happens around you. It's about the state of the world within you. We are taught to prepare for external events. We watch the markets. We follow the trends. We try to guess what's next. But here is the truth. Nothing on the outside will ever feel right if the inside is in chaos. If you are unsettled within, even a perfect day will feel like a storm. But if you are anchored in stillness, you can stand in the middle of a hurricane and feel at peace. This is the lesson of July 4th. The external shift is meaningless if you are not aligned internally. Most people are looking the wrong way. They try to find security in the external world, but that world is always changing. Real security, real power is an inside job. July 4th marks a change in the energetic frequency, a vibrational shift. It's subtle, but its effect can be life-changing if you are aligned. Not aligned with your plans or your opinions, but aligned in your core being, your awareness, your breath, your presence. When the universe is about to make a move, it signals you first. Before your outer life changes, your inner life gets the message. You might feel it as a sudden restlessness or a moment of profound clarity. You might feel it as discomfort or deep peace. The form it takes doesn't matter. What matters is that you recognize it as a signal instead of reacting with your old, tired habits. July 4th will test this very thing. It will reveal whether you are reacting or responding. Are you grounded or are you being tossed around by every wave? Are you conscious or are you just an echo of your past? So, what is the preparation for July 4th? It's not about doing more. It's about being more. You prepare by stopping, by observing, by listening to the space between your thoughts. Ask yourself, is my inner world clear or cluttered? Am I centered or scattered? Am I responding to life from a place of wisdom, or am I just reacting to my fears? These are not philosophical questions. They are practical tools. Being in alignment means your mind, your heart, and your body are a team, not a battlefield. On July 4th, many will feel that something is different, but only those who are aligned will know how to use that shift. The rest will feel confused, agitated, or drained. They will miss the opportunity, not because it wasn't there, but because they weren't home to receive it. Check in with your body. Is it holding tension? Is it exhausted? Is it buzzing with nervous energy? Your body is the antenna for this energy. If your body is rigid and blocked, the new frequency can't flow through. On July 4th, let your body be relaxed, but alert. Use your breath as an anchor to the now. When your breath is calm and deep, your mind becomes clear. When your breath is shallow and erratic, your mind becomes a storm. This is the real work. Align the body, align the mind, not in some dramatic performance, but in a quiet, real way. Sit down, close your eyes, feel the aliveness within you. For just a few minutes, release the need to control. For just a few minutes, let go of yesterday. For just a few minutes, stop rehearsing for tomorrow. Simply be in the space of being. In that moment, your entire system starts to recalibrate. This is how you prepare your inner self for the shift of July 4th. The wave of change coming on July 4th will not ask for your permission. It will arrive. You can either learn to surf it, or you can be pulled under by it. And the difference depends entirely on your inner alignment. Your outer world may look the same, but your perception, your energy, and the choices you make, these all come from within. When you are aligned, you move with purpose. You act from clarity, not from fear. You speak your truth quietly but firmly. On July 4th, these qualities will be your greatest assets. But they don't appear out of thin air. They are cultivated. They are built through daily practice. If you start today, right now, then when July 4th comes, you won't feel lost. You will feel ready. Not because you know the future, but because you know yourself. There is no power greater than the power of inner stability. When everything is shaking around you, if your anchor must be within, if your anchor is tied to a job, a person, or an outcome, you will be swept away. But if your anchor is deep inside you, you can weather any storm. This is what July 4th is teaching you. It's not about fear, it's about readiness, inner readiness. You don't need more strategies, you need more presence. You don't need more information, you need more stillness. Let July 4th be your reminder to align your mind with your heart. Align your heart with your breath. Align your breath with your being. When all of you is moving in the same direction, even the smallest shift becomes a powerful lesson. So when July 4th arrives, ask yourself, am I aligned? Am I calm? Am I present? These aren't just questions. They are your anchor. Because when the world shifts, the only thing that holds you steady is the strength you built inside. Let July 4th be the day you remember to start not by looking out but by looking in. That is where all real change begins. On July 4th, something is going to shift. And it's not happening out there, in the world. The most important changes are happening in a place most of us are taught to ignore: the invisible space within. There are unseen currents that guide your life, influencing your thoughts, your moods, your decisions. The less you are aware of these inner forces, the more you are secretly ruled by them. On July 4th, this hidden energy will intensify. You won't see it with your eyes, but you will feel it. A sudden shift in your mood, a strange feeling of clarity, a deep sense that something is just around the corner. These are not just random emotions. They are signals that the invisible world is stirring. Life is not just a series of physical events. It is a flow of energy, of consciousness, and it is always in motion, even when things seem still. Most people operate under the illusion that they are driven by pure logic. They believe their choices are rational. In reality, most decisions are shaped by the unconscious, the feelings you've suppressed, the fears you refuse to face, the old stories you tell yourself on repeat. On July 4th, this inner programming will get triggered, not to hurt you, but to show you, to help you finally see the invisible strings that pull you. When you feel a strong pull towards something or a sudden resistance, pause and ask, is this really me choosing, or is this an old program running? On July 4th, don't just react, don't just push forward, stop. Watch, listen. There is immense power in simply noticing. The moment you notice an old pattern, you begin to reclaim your freedom from it. July 4th is not a day to be afraid. It is a day to be aware. The second you become aware of the unseen forces that have been shaping your life, you are no longer their puppet. You begin to take your power back. That strange feeling that hits you out of nowhere, it has a message. That memory that surfaces unexpectedly, it's not a mistake. That silence that feels unusually deep, it is speaking to you. But you will never decode the messages if you are constantly rushing, scrolling, and looking for answers outside yourself. The world you see is just the surface. Below it, energy is shaping matter. Intention is shaping your reality. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. July 4th is a powerful reminder to become the energy of what you wish to attract, not just with your words, but with your very being. Align your energy, and your world must, by law, align with it. There is a natural rhythm to life. When you are out of sync with it, everything feels like a struggle. But when you are in harmony with it, things unfold with grace. July 4th will test your harmony. You may find yourself in a situation that makes no logical sense, but your intuition is screaming at you to go a certain way. Trust that feeling. Your mind is a useful tool, but it's not your only intelligence. Your body has wisdom, your heart has wisdom, your energy field has wisdom, and on July 4th, their voices might be louder than your thoughts. If you listen, this is not the time to fight what you cannot see. It is the time to flow with it, to cooperate with it. Those who ignore this energetic reality will feel lost. They will feel confused, exhausted, and stuck without knowing why. But those who are sensitive to energy will recognize July 4th as an opportunity, a portal, a mirror, a moment to tune back into themselves. So ask yourself right now, what are the unseen scripts running my life? What patterns keep showing up? What feelings am I always trying to avoid? What core beliefs are making my choices for me? These are not just questions for your intellect. Sit with them. Let them sink into your body. Don't look for a quick answer. Let the truth bubble up from the depths. On July 4th, these hidden parts of you will get louder. The discomfort you've been avoiding will ask for your attention. The inner voice you've been ignoring will speak up. Don't run from it. This is not a sign of weakness. This is life showing you exactly where you hold the keys to your own freedom. The more you fight the unseen, the tighter its grip on you becomes. But when you can see it, name it, and breathe with it, you begin to dissolve its power. That is the true preparation for July 4th. Not just organizing your desk, but clearing your inner space. Not just setting goals, but aligning your soul. Your energy does not lie. What you carry inside of you speaks louder than any word you could ever say. The unseen world responds to your vibration, not your requests. So when July 4th comes, don't just look at the sky, look inside. When you feel the shift, don't ask, what's happening out there? Ask, what is waking up in me? This isn't superstition, this is radical awareness. And awareness is the line between being asleep and being awake, between being controlled and being free. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You are meant to be fully alive and conscious. July 4th is your invitation. Life is always moving, but on this day, the unseen moves closer. Will you see it? Will you work with it? Or will you fall back into old patterns? The choice, as always, is yours. But the invitation is here. Pay attention, be still, and meet the forces within you before they determine your life without your permission. On July 4th, a quiet change will begin. And with it comes a simple, powerful message: let go. Not every piece of baggage you are carrying is meant for the next part of your journey. Not every belief you hold is true. The biggest mistake we make is trying to build a new future using the broken pieces of the past. We try to step forward while dragging an anchor behind us. But July 4th is not about holding on tighter. It's about opening your hands. When a new season arrives, the old one must end. This is the law of life. Before something new can be born in your life, something old has to be released. It might be a belief that keeps you small, a fear that paralyzes you, a painful memory you replay, a relationship that has run its course. On July 4th, if you are paying attention, you will feel what needs to go. You won't have to hunt for it. It will make itself known. It might show up as a feeling of heaviness, a sense of irritation, or a deep, quiet sadness. Letting go is not about loss. It is about creation. It is the act of making space. If your hands are clenched shut, you can't receive anything new. If your heart is full of old grievances, there's no room for love. If your mind is a museum of past hurts, you cannot see the opportunities of the present. July 4th is an invitation to do some inner house cleaning, an invitation to open your hands, clear your heart, and release what is weighing you down. This release doesn't have to be a big drama. You don't need to make an announcement. You don't even need a perfect explanation for it. You just need to acknowledge that it's time, and then allow it. Don't fight the feeling. Don't argue with the message. On July 4th, the energy will be perfectly aligned to support release, to support surrender, to support the profound courage it takes to stop pretending everything is fine and finally let go. So ask yourself now, what in my life feels like a dead weight? What am I clinging to that brings me more pain than peace? What story about myself do I keep telling even though it no longer feels true? These questions are not meant to trouble you. They are keys. On July 4th, they can unlock the doors to your own prison. You don't have to run through them all at once. You just have to stop locking them. The world tells us to accumulate more things, more achievements, more followers. But wisdom is about knowing what to release. Real strength isn't about how much you can carry, it's about how much you can let go of. July 4th is a reminder that your true power is not in your grip, but in your clarity. And clarity only comes when the inner noise dies down. Letting go is not weak. It's the ultimate act of wisdom. A tree in autumn doesn't mourn its dead leaves. It lets them fall. It trusts the cycle. It knows that only through release can new growth begin. You have to learn to trust this cycle in your own life. July 4th will challenge you to trust it. Can you let go of what is already gone? Can you release yourself from a future that was never meant to be yours? There might be a sting of grief when you let go. There might be resistance from your ego. That's okay. The ego holds on because it mistakes control for safety. But that's an illusion. The only thing you lose when you let go is the burden, and what you gain is peace. July 4th offers a moment of heightened clarity to see this truth, to loosen your grip, to breathe more deeply, and to step into the next chapter of your life lighter, freer, and more yourself. This isn't about forgetting the past, it's about honoring it for what it taught you, and then choosing not to be defined by it any longer. On July 4th, give yourself permission to release without needing to be right, without blame, without fear. This isn't giving up, this is growing up. It's the natural flow of life. You cannot pour fresh, clean water into a cup that is already full of mud. If you want the gift that July 4th offers, you have to make room for it. Room in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. It means saying your goodbyes where they are long overdue. It means releasing expectations that were never really yours. It means forgiving not because someone else deserves it, but because you deserve to be free. July 4th isn't about doing more, it's about being less cluttered, less burdened, less noisy. It's about having the courage to release everything that is not essential. This is not a performance for anyone else. It's a quiet, sacred agreement you make with your own soul. So, when July 4th comes, be radically honest with yourself. What are you holding that is holding you back? What fear is stopping you from letting go, even though you know, deep down it's time? You don't need a perfect plan. You just need the willingness. Let that be your only practice for the day. The willingness to release. The willingness to trust, the willingness to walk forward with empty hands so that you can finally receive what is meant for you. Something new wants to be born in your life, but it's waiting for you to make space. Let July 4th be the day you clear the ground. Let it be the day you choose freedom over familiarity. Let it be the day you finally truly let go, not with sadness, but with gratitude for the journey, because what is past has served its purpose, and what is coming needs you to be free. On July 4th, many will be busy trying to predict the future. They'll look for signs, analyze possibilities, and wait for some grand event to prove their theories right. But this day is not about predicting what will happen. It's about preparing yourself for anything that could happen. This is the critical difference between living in fear and living in a state of readiness. It's the difference between trying to control life and learning to partner with it. When you try to predict, you are using your mind, and your mind can only work with what it already knows. But the future is, by definition, made of what you do not yet know. On July 4th, the wisest thing you can do is to stop trying to figure it all out. Stop asking, what's going to happen? And instead ask, am I ready for anything? True preparation is not about having a plan for every contingency. It is about cultivating an inner state of resilience. When you are ready on the inside, it doesn't matter what July 4th brings. You will meet it with calm, clarity, and strength. But if you spend your energy guessing and worrying, you are not centered. You are fragile. And when the winds of change blow, you will be knocked over. Look at nature. A great oak tree doesn't prepare for a storm by trying to guess its path. It prepares by growing deep roots. It stands firm. A river doesn't prepare for a flood by resisting the rain. It adapts, it expands, it flows. This is what true preparation looks like. On July 4th, your work is to be both the tree, grounded and centered, and the river, flexible and responsive. Many people fear the unknown, believing that if they can just predict it, they can control it and be safe. But life has never worked that way. Life is not a problem to be solved. It's a reality to be experienced. The people who are the most at peace are not the ones who know what's coming. They are the ones who trust that they are ready for whatever comes. July 4th brings with it a shift of energy. Something might end. Something might begin. Something hidden might be revealed. None of that is within your control. What is within your control is your presence, your breath, your mindset. That is where your preparation lies. You don't get ready for July 4th by consuming endless predictions. You get ready by sitting in silence and asking, is my mind calm? Is my heart open? Is my body relaxed? Am I connected to my own inner strength right now? Or am I outsourcing my security to the future? We are taught to protect ourselves with information. But real protection doesn't come from knowing, it comes from being. It comes from discipline, stillness, and presence. July 4th is the perfect opportunity to practice this. Don't waste your precious energy trying to read the tea leaves. Use that energy to fortify your inner world. Whatever happens on July 4th will simply meet you where you are. If you are in a state of anxiety, the shift will amplify your anxiety. If you are in a state of peace, it will deepen your peace. The change itself will not transform you, it will reveal you. This is why preparation is infinitely more valuable than prediction. You don't need to know what the future holds. You only need to know who you are in this present moment. That is the foundation that determines how you experience everything that comes next. If you are rooted in your own presence, you cannot be truly shaken. You might be surprised, you might be challenged, but you will not be broken. Your preparation is your fortress. So how do you prepare? You simplify, you unplug, you breathe, you reconnect with the simple reality of this moment. You ask yourself better questions. Am I clinging to fear, or am I open to growth? Do I trust myself to handle what comes? Preparation is about building the inner muscle to stay calm when you don't have the answers. It's about training your mind not to spiral into panic when faced with uncertainty. It's about trusting that the next step of the path will be revealed when you are ready to take it. This is not blind hope. This is a quiet confidence born from inner work. July 4th is not a final exam on how well you can guess the future. It's a pop quiz on how well you can inhabit the present. The world can and will change in an instant, but if you are truly present, you will know exactly what to do. Not because you predicted it, but because you are awake enough to respond with wisdom. Life does not reward the guessers, it rewards the ready. So use this time to prepare, not with frantic energy, but with a steady heart, a clear mind, and quiet strength. Don't wait for the storm to hit. Build your shelter now. Become strong now, so that when July 4th arrives, you won't be looking for answers. You will be the answer. You will simply meet life fully, powerfully, and peacefully. This is the ultimate teaching of July 4th. The future is not in your hands, but your readiness is. And when you are truly ready, you are ready for anything. On July 4th, a shift will happen. Not with a bang, but with a quiet hum of energy. And the people who will benefit most from it won't be the ones running around, shouting for answers or looking for a savior. The ones who will truly drink from the well of July 4th are the ones who have learned to be still.